Swami Vivekananda explains to us in his speech why India still lives. He says, the longest night seems to be passing away. The sorest trouble seems to be coming to an end at last. The seeming corpse appears to be awaking, and a voice is coming to us. Away back where history and even tradition fails to peep into the gloom of the past, coming down from there, reflected as it were, from peak to peak of the infinite Himalaya of knowledge and of love and of work, India, this motherland of ours, a voice is coming unto us, gentle, firm, and yet unmistakable in its utterances, and is gaining volume as days pass by. And behold, the sleeper is awakening. Like a breeze from the Himalayas, it is bringing life into the almost dead bones and muscles. The lethargy is passing away, and only the blind cannot see, or the perverted will not see, that she is awakening, this motherland of ours, from her deep, long sleep. None can resist her any more. Never is she going to sleep any more. No outward powers can hold her back any more, for the infinite giant is rising to her feet. Your Highness and Gentlemen of Ramnad, accept my heartfelt thanks for the cordiality and kindness with which you have received me. I feel that you are cordial and kind, for heart speaks unto heart better than any language of the mouth. Spirit speaks unto spirit in silence and yet in most unmistakable language, and I feel it in my heart of hearts, Your Highness of Ramnath. If there has been any work done by any humble self in the cause of our religion and our motherland in the Western countries, if any little work has been done in rousing the sympathies of our own people by drawing their attention to the inestimable jewels that they know not are lying deep buried about their own home, if instead of dying of thirst and drinking dirty ditch water elsewhere, out of the blindness of ignorance, they are being called to go and drink from the eternal fountain which is flowing perennially by their own homes. If anything has been done to rouse our people towards action, to make them understand that in everything, religion and religion alone is the life of India, and when that goes, India will die. In spite of politics, in spite of social reforms, in spite of Kuvera's wealth poured upon the head of every one of her children, if anything has been done towards this end, India and every country where any work has been done, one much of it to you, one oh much of it to you, Raja of Ramnad, for it was you who gave me the idea first, and it was you who persistently urged me on towards the work. You, as it were, intuitively understood what was going to be, and took me by the hand, helped me all along, and have never ceased to encourage me. Well, is it therefore that you should be the first to rejoice at my success, and meet it is that I should first land in your territory on my return to India. Great works are to be done. Wonderful powers have to be worked out. We have to teach other nations many things, as has been said already by Your Highness. This is the motherland of philosophy, of spirituality, and of ethics, of sweetness, gentleness, and love. These still exist, and my experience of the world leads me to stand on firm ground and make the bold statement that India is still the first and foremost of all the nations of the world in these respects. Look at this little phenomenon. There have been immense political changes within the last 4 to 5 years. Gigantic organizations undertaking to subvert the whole of existing institutions in different countries and meeting with a certain amount of success have been working all over the Western world. Ask our people if they have heard anything about them. They have heard not a word about them. But that there was a parliament of religions in Chicago, and that there was a sannyasi sent over from India to that parliament, and that he was very well received, and since that time has been working in the West, the poorest beggar has known. I have heard it said that our masses are dense, that they do not want any education, and that they do not care for any information. I had at one time a foolish leaning towards that opinion myself, but I find experience is far more glorious teacher than any amount of speculation or any amount of books written by globetrotters and hasty observers. This experience teaches me that they are not dense, that they are not slow, that they are as eager and thirsty for information as any race under the sun, but then each nation has its own part to play. And naturally, each nation has its own peculiarity and individuality with which it is born. Each represents, as it were, one peculiar note in this harmony of nations. And this is its very life, its vitality. In it, it is the backbone, the foundation, and the bedrock of the national life. And here in this blessed land, the foundation, the backbone, the life center is religion and religion alone. Let others talk of politics, of the glory of acquisition of immense wealth poured in by trade, of the power and spread of commercialism, of the glorious foundation, the glorious fountain of physical liberty, but these the Hindu mind does not understand and does not want to understand. Touch him on spirituality, on religion, on God, on the soul, on the infinite, on spiritual freedom, and I assure you, the lowest peasant in India is better informed on these subjects than many a so called philosopher in other lands. Swami Vivekananda.